Hey there, welcome back to another episode of BerlinCraft. Today we're over here at Dusty Hills and we're going to be making a sort of small hotel type of building. So what you want to do first of all is make a quick little stairs using 5 stairs on the bottom in an L shape, and then 3 above it, 3 more stairs in another smaller L shape. Then just add a little bit of spruce around it, and add pillars to the edge of the bottom 5 stairs you've placed here, so you have little pillars. Every pillar away from this one is 2 blocks away, and up 3 for right now. I hate this elytra sometimes, it makes me do silly things like those weird jumps, but up 3 and 2 blocks away, when you're done, you should have 4 spaces left open, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do that to the other side. So pillar, away 2, 1, 2, 3, away 2, 1, 2, 3, away 2, 1, 2, 3, and then you should have an even split of how it's going to look for the bottom little patio site, and then you have a good look for the sort of bottom patio type thing. On par with the top stairs, do some upside down stairs just like this along the very edge, and then on the very back side of your little patio, go back 3. So do that to both sides, and then you start to get an effect that goes down a little bit. To make it easier on ourselves, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do something a little different. So 1, 2, 3, and then bring up the pillar right here, just like that. Oop, that one's wrong side. There we go, fix that. And then on the bottom of them, take your spruce 1 block in and go like this. So every place there's an air block behind these little stairs, on the bottom, place some spruce. So then when you're done, you get this flat little spruce thing. Then take some spruce fences or whatever you're using and place them underneath the stairs just like this. So when you're done that, and you've gotten all the way around with your fences, even on the edge 3 back here as well, you should have something that starts to look like this. Just 4 separate, sort of same color. We can obviously break this up a little bit by using some oak, which I might end up switching to here in a second, but above these, take more spruce you have and then go out 3. So 1, 2, 3. So these little patio parts is 3 out. So 1, 2, 3, and then just continue that along for both sides, and when you're done, you should have a 3 wide patio going in both directions. This is just a little place for people to stand on, and so you can admire the view a little bit. So going back 3 every single time, get a little bit more spruce wood here so we can continue. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then again just continue along until you're done. The patio should match up with the 3 stairs you've already placed here, and then at the very edge of the stairs that are out 3, just do another little pillar, just like that side, so you have a little bit of a break before the actual building happens. Up here above the stairs, take some oak fences or whatever you're using and place them along like this. This is just to keep people in and a couple mobs out. This also prevents spiders just a little bit. Sometimes they get stuck on fences, so if you want to do this in a survival world, just because, I don't know, you like the design of it, go ahead and do this. It's almost mob proof. Of course, things can still walk up here, but spiders do get stuck on the bottom of these stairs. So, like this, we do have a little patio, and we have our little fences keeping the people in. Then, what you want to do is come here to the edge of your patio and take your dark oak or whatever you are using and just go like this. You want a nice little line of oak going all the way around, and then you want to find the corner. For my example, it's just over here, and you want to just bring that up a little bit. We'll fix that in a minute. If it is wrong, and then just come to the other side as well, and then just fill it in the same sort of way. Just go like that. Let's go up here and bring it along to the edge of the other pillar. So pretty much you're making a little square out of dark oak logs, and then you have the grounds for your floor. This is where your floor will go. It's when you are ready to put in a floor. For the actual entrance, you can line it up with these, but if you do, here's a fair warning. you sort of dark oak. Here's a fair warning. You can line up your entrance with the pillars for the patio, but if you do, you end up with a little bit of a smaller entrance. I recommend just moving it back one each way, just so it's lined up one away from the first pillar you have. That way you have a little bit of a bigger entrance and a little bit more leeway when you're trying to walk in the building. Then to get a little bit of overhang, we want to bring these up 3 in total. So these ones that you've already placed down counts as 1. So 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. And that's all you need to do for these outside ones. Just bring them all up 3, and then we can start doing the roof, which will lead its way into the actual building. This is a better way to find out the actual proportions of these pillars on the inside if you're having a little bit of trouble. If you want to just sort of start in the building inside and work your way up, that is fine. But in my opinion and, method, it's a little bit easier to do what I'm going to do, just to find the actual entrance and the sort of framework of the building. So what we need now is a whole bunch of dark oak slabs. Now I'm going to show you in a little example of what I mean by what I just said. So we're going to start here at the top, half a block down, right, like this. The second one is half a block up, and we're messing up twice here, hold on. Half a block up, and then half a block up again. Just continue this pattern until you've reached the very top of what you're trying to do. So like this and this, we're going to get rid of these spruce blocks in a second. We're just trying to get the very foundations ready so I can show you what I mean. So when you want to stop is completely up to you. If you're trying to follow my build exactly, you want to go up until you've reached the wall. So what you're going to do is get rid of these ones. Anything that's going to overlap this dark oak is where you want to stop. And the way that this helps you set the framework for the building is if you just bring these up a little bit, you can see the very top of the block is at the edge of the little overhang. And then what you want to do is also add another little pillar, just another little box around the entire building, so you do get a proper feel of the secondary box, since this is a 2-story building. This is just to help you out, and it gives you a stopping point so you don't actually build a lot more than you need to, since I know working with half slabs is a bit complicated, and sometimes you go over what you actually need. This is just an easier way to let you know, hey, you've built enough, you can stop now. So once you're done with this, you finally have the sort of framework for the first floor, and then we'll do the second floor after the first floor windows and such here in a second. Remember to make sure and fix all of the parts that are sort of sticking out a little bit. If you want to, which I think makes it look a little bit better, do an upwards log right here instead, as it doesn't look weird when you're coming in and you're seeing a log that's just jutting out this way or jutting out that way if it's a sideways log. Connect your little entrance points, and then you have your entrance to the building. So give me 1 second and I'm going to finish up the little overhang around the building. When you're done the overhang, your building should start to look like this. If you want to add a little bit of detailing to the top part, if it looks a little bland to you, go ahead and take a stair, go like this, bring this out half a block, and then slowly just bring it up like this. It adds a little bit of texture and detail to something that's not really there in the first place. It adds a little bit of a bump and a little bit of differentiation. I probably said that word wrong, but it adds a little bit of just pizzazz to the build. It adds a little bit of texture to an otherwise sort of textureless roof. So once you're good with that and you've gotten everything you've wanted out of that, just come back down and finish up the and then hold on, what happened there? Go like that and break these. Yes, because they're half slabs, you can't place them there, so you do have to break the original half slabs you placed, and then again, just right above the stair, on the same level as the stair, you add a little bit of a lip, and when you're done with that, your patio starts to get a little bit more texture. It starts to stand out a little bit and looks a whole lot better now. When you're done, your roof should look something like this. Then we want to come inside and start adding detail to the build. So then, next to the pillar that makes the entrance, one block away, add another pillar, and then the same on the other side. This adds a little bit of a window space and a little bit of window space here and sets out the tone for the rest of the build. Then come inside and go wherever you want to go just to get up to the top, and then go up a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here as well, wherever the second pillar is, the one you just added, go up, so 4, and then over here on the other sides as well, just go up 4, over here in the corner, go up 4. We're only going to focus on the front, and then I'll explain how the back and stuff works when we get to there in a second. But once you have all of these going and up, then you should start getting a little bit better of a framework and a little bit understanding of how the building is going to look. So come all the way out here, wherever you can view it best, and see how there's only 2 windows on there. So each side of the building only has enough for 2 window spots. The ones on the inside, we're going to use some green clay and just go like this. Simple little windows are one of the best things. You don't want to overcomplicate a window or else it'll take away from the build. If something is overcomplicated, over noisy, you're going to if something is too noisy or a little bit too sporadic, you're going to lessen the, strongness or the quality of the build because it's going to look out of place. Make sure everything sort of follows the same style. So then come all the way out here, and then wherever you have your second pillar, do the same thing. Add a little pillar just corresponding to the other sides of the build. So of course, this pillar in the back is corresponding to this wall. This pillar on the side wall is corresponding to this wall. So all the pillars are the same sort of size and shape, and then you can make them different shapes with your build. So then I'm going to change the size and shape of the window by just adding green clay in places. So we're going to save a little bit of time by making a whole bunch of different windows by doing the same sort of window designs on the bottom floor, and then we'll change it up a little bit on the top floor. No one's really going to see the back, but it's still going to be helpful. This also is a little bit of a false statement, as I use the same sort of reasoning for the roof of the build, which you'll see in a minute. So of course, that window gets the side treatment, and this window gets the same treatment as the other side. So then when you're done, you can pull back and realize that the windows go this way and this way, then a upside down U, this way and this way. So equal signs U, equal signs U, U, equal signs U, equal signs. And just because of the planning of the build, we got 2 U's next to each other, but that doesn't really matter. What you want to do next is take your oak fences, or whatever fences you want to fill them in with, and just fill in the windows. You're going to use a lot of fences like this, so I recommend, getting a little bit of stockpile of wood. This whole build, made out of wood. Don't try and light a fire in it, you'll burn down the entire place, and that's a bad thing. So, when you're done with that, you should get a little bit like this. This is how the bottom looks. So then you get a nicer view of the bottom. The green stands out a little bit compared to the rest of the build, and it's sort of good. It's sort of nice, because you do get the standout quality of the green compared to all the rest of the colors, and you still do get the quality of the build. So it's all about making things stand out a little bit. I'm going to fill in the floor, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so the next step is doing the opposite of what we did below for the windows. So this first window was an equal sign, so we want to do the opposite of it, which is the U, and then just follow that pattern. So of course, these two are also going to both end up being the U's, but that's going to be perfectly okay. So the U's, and then the equal sign, and then just going back and forth, we just want to sort of mesh up the window designs. We don't want to end up accidentally making the same window designs a couple times in a row, which, by the way, this is in the way, and I need probably a little bit more dark oak. Yep, I ran out of dark oak. That's okay. So then, again, the U, the equal signs, of course, stuff like that, just all the way around, and then the U, and then the equal signs. Okay, we still have a whole bunch of green clay. I was worried there for a second. So there we have our windows. Then you want to fill those in with whatever fence you have. I don't have enough dark oak probably to fill them all in, but that's okay. Also, that's weird. Fences don't make a noise when you place them on other fences. I thought they would have a noise. Is that a bug, or have I just never noticed that before? Now I have myself thinking, have I never noticed that before, or have they always sort of done that because it's not technically placing on a ground or against another block? This is weird. This is weird, and it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable about fences. Anyway, fill in all of them, and oh, we forgot one. There we go. Oh, uh-oh. We messed it up. We messed it up a little bit. Ah, it's because I accidentally did a window ahead of time. Alright, get rid of these two, and then equal signs here, fill that in with your fences, and then this one becomes a U, and then the next one becomes a equal signs, right? Yeah, okay. So U, and then get that equal signs in there. Yeah, just a little bit of a mix-up, nothing to fret over. Don't worry, you guys can still follow along, even if I messed up a little bit. There and there, and then there. There we go. That fixes it. Whole lot better now. Alright, I need a little bit more supplies. Give me 1 second. I need to run and go and get those. To just correct what I just said, it's not on the bottom part of the block, it's more so on the top. Sorry about that. But then to finish up the roof, make something that is 5 on the bottom, on the L, on the very corners, and then 3 more on top. Do this to all of the corners you have, so it's like this, and then 3 more, and then every single corner, just every single corner you've got of the build, just do the same little design, just like this. Then when you're done like that, you want to make a slope that goes down, just like this, and slope it back up for each of the builds. Now, it's going to take you a quick second just to grasp how it's supposed to work. In between, there should be a little 2-block little spacing between it, but you'll get that pretty quickly, unlike me, who had to sit there for a second. But when you're done with it, you should start to get something like this. Just a little ring of oak. You can't actually see this, but I think it adds just a little bit of necessary detail to the build that isn't actually there a whole lot. So if you just finish up like this, and then just continue on. I also brought some oak like that just to help along. Oops, help along like this, and then oak slab, block, block, boom, boom. Wait, nope, block. And then you have your little ring like this all the way on the top. Then we want to do the same sort of thing with some dark oak. Just do the same thing you did with the oak. It adds a little bit more, just a little bit of an overhang that people can get to see and hides the dark oak. You don't really want, or the normal oak, you don't really want the normal oak visible, just because it makes it look a little weird if there's a whole different type of wood behind it. Just in my opinion, makes it look a little weird. Go like this, just follow along, and then sooner or later you'll get the same sort of path. So what you want to do is just take all your dark oak and follow the same sort of design. Just make sure that when you do it, you're following the dark oak a little bit. You don't want to completely follow the dark oak, or it's going to, or the normal oak, geez, I keep getting those messed up, or it's going to look a little weird. For example, right here, I'm going like this and then bringing it up half a block, but then right here, I'm covering the green just a little bit, and I messed up there. I'm covering the green just a little bit. So you are following the oak, but you're not following the green exactly. So again, you're going like this and filling it up, and then you should get that little bit of an inside dark, or then when you're done, you should have this inside layer of normal oak and the outside layer of dark oak. Let's pop down here and see how it looks, just to get a little bit of a better viewing angle, because all buildings need a good viewing angle, and you should end up with a roof something like this. Now, in my personal opinion, right there, I also did that wrong. You can also do that to add a little bit of a horn, but in my opinion, that doesn't really belong there, and it should just be flat. So if we go up, break that bottom one, it should just be flat. These 3 corner ones flat. So I did mess up on the other, like, 3 corners, I believe, but we'll fix that in a quick second. But when you're done that, you're pretty much done the build. Decorate the inside however you'd like, and then you're done. See, I also messed up there a little bit with the half slabbing, but when you're done that and you're done the roof, you're pretty much done. To finish off the roof, just add the rest of your dark oak as a flat bottom, and then you're good. That you have a hotel or a little bit of a build. In my personal opinion, maybe it doesn't look so much like an old Western build, maybe like an Oriental Chinese sort of design, so you could use it for that as well. It's totally up to you. And for this bottom part, you can just sort of leave it or you can fill it in. I choose to leave it for right now because this is a very big area to fill in with materials, and I didn't plan on having to build it off the side of a cliff, so I sort of didn't plan ahead for that. But that's going to do it for this episode of BerlinCraft. I hope you enjoyed the build, and I hope to see you in the next video. Remember, stay fancy and peace out. Bye-bye.